Hi friends, Island Homesteader here. Welcome back and thanks for joining me again. Man, it's really windy today. I hope this doesn't bother you guys too bad, but just a few things I wanted to show you today. First off, we're going to go out to the school and I'm going to help one of the teachers do a hive inspection on the hive that they have left. This is from the two hives that I helped the teacher start at the high school last year, and one of those hives just got flooded out during Matthew and just couldn't overcome the flood. We think probably the queen and a lot of the hive died off, and it looks like some of those bees just went into the other hive and just kind of combined themselves into one hive. Then the second thing I want to show you is those Jammin potatoes, as Justin Rhodes called them on the last day that they were here right before they left. And then maybe we'll get started out there in the area where the hybrid rain gutter grow system is going to be, where I'm going to have tomatoes and cucumbers this year. He also showed that a little bit on the video. So let's get started. So the first thing is the bees at the local high school. Like I said, we started two hives there last year. Two different teachers are working on the project. One is the biology teacher, and then one is a teacher that does the foods program. She's really interested in locally sustainable and locally sourced foods. So they interested in starting the bees so they could use honey in the recipes in the class. They lost one of the hives after Matthew. It just got flooded. Both hives got flooded. One was able to overcome it and the other one wasn't. So what we're going to do is next week they're getting two new packages in and we're going to install those next week. But the platform that the hives are sitting on, the shop teacher is going to elevate it or he's going to build a new platform up over top. I'm not sure which, but they needed to get the hive out, so they moved that out yesterday evening. And I'm just going to go in there with them today, or with one of the teachers today, and just do a real good, thorough hive inspection. Just check their stores, check their brood, see if we can see the queen, just kind of get an idea what's going on in there. Everything in the hive looked great. They have a good brood. We never did see the queen, but she's obviously in there laying because there's a good brood of all different stages. There's cat brood. We saw some emerging. There's open brood. We saw eggs. They've got several medium frames up in the super that are full of nectar, and they're just starting to cap it. So that was from the very beginning of the flow this year. So that hive looked really, really good. So the next thing I want to work on is these potatoes. These are the potatoes that Justin showed in that last video while they were leaving here that morning. These are the ones that he called the Jammin potatoes.
Look at these potatoes, y'all. They're jamming.
And I'll include a link up in the upper corner to how these potatoes were planted last year. I planted them the same way this year. Here's just 10-gallon plastic nursery pots. I started in the bottom with just a few inches of soil and potato seeds, and I did three different kinds this year. It's Yukon Gold, Russet Burbank, and Kennebec. And you just start down the bottom with just, several inches of soil and your seed potatoes covered up. You let them grow up, and I've already filled them twice since then. So I filled them up to about here, and now they're up to about here. So today I'm going to go ahead and top them off. And what I'm going to use to top them off is a combination of this Miracle-Gro garden soil and then some of my soil that I sifted out from my pots from last year, those grow pots. Just dump them out and run it through that sifter, that homemade sifter, and just reuse that soil. Since everything's so expensive and it's so much trouble to haul it down here, I try to go ahead and reuse it, but I'm not going to reuse the soil that I grew potatoes in last year. I just think that's going to just encourage too much of a problem. So let me get that started. I'll show you what I do. I usually use like a 5-gallon bucket of my old soil and a 5-gallon bucket of the new soil. So let's get that set up and going. So now all I'll do is just go ahead and fill each pot up with soil, and then I'm going to water them in really good. Okay, and now for this section over here, you heard Justin say this.
Looks like he's got some new things coming here soon.
But for those of you guys that watched me last year, you know that this is where I had my tomatoes growing last year in the rain gutter grow system. And that's the same thing I'm going to do this year. I've already got 2 of them. Those are the old root pots. I've got brand new ones, just came in from Amazon a couple days ago. And those are the ones I'm going to be using. These are what they call their biodegradable ones. They're only supposed to last 15 to 18 months, although I think I got 3 years out of them. But I ordered the heaviest duty one that they make. It's pretty much a permanent, I guess, pot. So I like this system so well, I went ahead and invested in the better root pouch pots, and that's what I'll be going in this year. So I'm going to set these 2 up for tomatoes, and I'm also going to set a third rail up this year to do cucumbers, and all that will be up here on the concrete, and I'll reuse the PVC pipes to support them. This is pretty much the way I left it after Hurricane Matthew last year. It come through here and flooded the tomatoes and wiped everything out. I just took the PVC arbors apart and just laid them all right there for the winter time. So it's time to get all that stuff put back together.